copy or missed anything earlier, what we're going to be diving into today is the right system for your online marketing. Now, that's what it all comes back to. If you have the right system in place, everything else feels a little bit lighter. So if you're someone that feels like you're putting all of this effort in, you're putting all the hours in, but you're not seeing results, this is the right place for you. Now, a couple of things that we're going to be talking through is how to make sure that your content is speaking towards your right audience. You want to be speaking and reeling the right people in that are ultimately going to be your right fit clients, right? We all want more of that. But we're also going to be talking about how you can plan out your content a week, a month in advance, and automate a little bit of this to give yourself hours back to put you in your zone of genius and let Munch Studio handle the rest. So that was my long-winded intro, everybody. But my name is Allie, and I'm here to guide you on this journey together. It will be about 30 minutes throughout this call. And what's really fun is you guys have already found the chat, so you already know what I'm going to be telling you next, is that if you have any questions throughout this demo, go ahead and put them in that chat for me so I can get your questions answered. I'll save some of those for the very end of this call so we can go through those together. But the majority of this call today, I'm going to be sharing screen with you. We're going in it together on the inside of Munch Studio. So if you have the opportunity to pull Munch Studio up on your screen too, you and I, we can be walking through it side by side. So feel free to pull that up, or if you haven't set up your account yet, you can just go to munchstudio.com and start your free trial and get to experience it with us. Okay, without further ado, I think that we should go ahead and dive on in. So let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all. All right, here we go. So I'm inside of Munch Studio now. So again, my chat friends, if you're not seeing anything, please let me know. Alicia just chimed in. I can see and hear you, so that's perfect. Now here we're just in the homepage. And if you're inside of Munch Studio and you've gone through the onboarding process, perfect. If you haven't, here's what it is. You type in your URL, your business website, and Munch Studio is automatically going to be generating hundreds of different social media posts for you. Now, your job here is to just approve what you love and get it to go live. But you do have the ability, and we'll go into that a little bit, of how you can customize it, make it yours, make sure it's something that you love before you hit publish. And what I really like too is that you can schedule these posts in advance so you don't have to be coming into Munch Studio every single day. In fact, what I'd recommend if you have your calendars in front of you, my friends, block off on Mondays moving forward. Maybe you want to schedule out 10 minutes to dive in here and get your post ready for the entire week so you can set it and forget it. Then the following week, you get to monitor your posts, see what performed well, schedule out your new week. And we'll be walking through how to kind of create that process as part of your schedule and use Munch Studio as your right system. So I'm on this homepage here where we have the ability to create content. We can create quick posts, which is what we're going to start with today. You can take your long form videos, something that you probably already have, and you can turn that into short clips, ready to go and ready to post on social media. You can tailor posts to a specific vision that you might have. You can add captions to your videos, resize your videos, and even create posts directly from blogs that are already on your website. Pretty cool, right? And the first thing that I want to show you is this quick post. So go ahead and click on this here and we'll check out this explore page. Now, in this example, I'm using Hiya Health. It's a nutrition company for kids. So if you're like, wow, there's a lot of kids eating vegetables here, it's all relevant. And it all goes back to what we were talking about of, of really targeting our ideal client. Now, our ideal client in this scenario is not necessarily the kids, you know, 4 years old scrolling through social media, but it's the parents. So you can see even the way that it's talking here is nourish your kids with super nutrients. And you can see kind of this visual, these oranges, these greens, these yellows coming through. And this is all part of our brand guide. Now I'll walk you through how you can update that yourself too, but it's going to be pulling some of these visuals, these colors, even fonts directly from your website. So let's see here. You can even see the logos on this one, as well as here. So it's incorporating that logo and even the website name too. So let's say I love this picture right here. I'll go ahead and click on it. And we're getting ready to post. Now, this one here is specific to Instagram, but I can also post it across Facebook and LinkedIn. You guys, you can be posting across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, like all major social media channels can all be scheduled from here. And it's going to be creating content for all of it. Now from here, you can see that this post is ready to go. But if I wanted to edit it further, I can click on this icon. That allows me to do different things like change the text, change the picture, update the sizing of different things. And what I really love too is that we have this smart schedule feature. So it's recommending that we schedule this for Tuesday, March 24th at 10 a.m. Or you can choose these other times here, or turn off the smart schedule feature and choose a custom time that works best for you. But let's say we're going with this time here. You can also see that our caption, our description has been written for us. So that way you don't have to spin your wheels thinking, okay, what do I want to say about this one? It's already taken you pretty much across the finish line. You just have to approve it. So here it's even pulled in a really cool quote, which I love. And it's included hashtags that are really relevant to this niche too. Now we'll go ahead and schedule this one out. And then this is a really fascinating page that it's brought us to. This is our planner. Now, our planner is what I'd recommend for those of you who added this into your calendar and you're like, I'm dedicated jumping inside of Munch Studio every single week on my Mondays and scheduling out all of my content. You'll see here that at 10 a.m. tomorrow, we have this post that we've scheduled to go out, right? The one we were just working on together. Now, for the sake of Munch Studio, I'm going to go ahead and delete this one so it doesn't actually publish on their page. But you can see it's disappeared now, and we have all of these little kind of like white gaps in our schedule. This is where it's recommending us to be posting content and at what time. It's also recommending the content type, whether that's stories, posts, carousels, reels. Now, all of this isn't random. It's all coming from your content strategy. So, like we talked at the very beginning about the process of Munch Studio, you type in your URL, your website, and it extracts different things like your logo, like your brand colors, photos. But it's also creating this content strategy for you, where it's recommending the platforms and the pieces of content that you're posting every single week. Now, you can also update this too. You can edit it so that way it's really customized to you. Then, when you go to look at your schedule, you see all of these gaps that you want to be filling in. Now, I'll tell you, it is not mandatory to fill every single one of these. You're not scored, not by us. But again, this is giving you the guidelines of what you should be and can be posting. Now, if you are my friend that's coming in on Monday, what I'd highly recommend, how I love to work this, is that from your planner, you can pop in here and choose one of these white spots, and it's going to be recommending content for you directly inside of this section. So you can schedule it right from here and start to fill out your week's calendar. And say there's a LinkedIn post that we want to do. It'll give you LinkedIn content that's a little bit more informative with longer descriptions tailored to that platform. And then lastly, I'll show you Reels, for example. There's different videos that you can choose. We'll click on this one just to kind of view it together to see that video format. And then I do want to go into video content a little bit further with you. We know video content is performing really well on our socials, so it's something we want to be an early adapter on too. Wonderful. So you can see that there's this visual effect. By the way, I didn't upload this photo or video. It's actually extracted and created this for me. So thank you, Munch Studio, that you're welcome to add in your own content more, or more of your own content, I should say. Now, speaking of adding in more of your own content, you can also tailor things even further. It looks like it's created new content for us. So let me just go ahead and click show. We'll bring us back here to this page underneath Explorer. And I want to show you how you can customize that content. When you click add content, you have the option to generate new quick posts, kind of like we just saw, where you don't have to put any, I'll call it brain juice for lack of better words. You don't have to put that energy into creating that vision. But if you're someone a little bit more like me that likes to be in control of that, you can click tailor post to your vision. You can write a short description about the content that you would like to see. And then the next time it generates photos and posts for you, it's going to be keeping that in mind. So you are in the driver's seat. Another way that you can customize your posts further, if you're someone that's been using Munch for a while, but you want to see something a little bit more precise or a little bit more in tune to your brand, you can click on brand settings over on this left-hand side. And it's called brand settings, but I really like to call it your brain, right? This is like your knowledge base, where it's creating all of your posts based off of your business description and the problem that you solve. So if there's something specific that you would like to see, you can add it in here. If you're like, I never want to see bread, I really disagree with bread being used, you can add that inside of this. Now, if you'd like to see something really specific, like I want to make sure that the kids are all under 10 years old because that's your target audience, you can add that in here too. You can also specify different things inside of your identity, like uploading new logos, changing your brand font, and your colors. Now, I think I saw a hand raise real quick, but if you do have any questions, I'll be kind of switching gears in just a moment for that. So feel free to add that into the Q&A. All right. So we talked so far about these quick posts that are automatically generated for you. We talked about how to customize it further. And I also wanted to share with you how you can create more, actually, I was going to say video posts, but before we even dive into that, let's jump into your insights. One of the reasons I wanted to jump into insights next is because this is going to tell you the type of content that's performing really well across all of your social media platforms that are connected to Munch Studio. So if you want to be educated in the type of posts that you want to do more of, pop into your insights. This here is going to give you that information. So then you can go back to what I call the brand setting, and you can start to kind of coach it as if it was your social media manager. You can be sharing, oh, I see that this post on this woman focused posted really well. I'd like to see more women's posts. Niche it down based off of the knowledge that you're gaining from this area here. Now, here I kind of scrolled past this, but you get to see your insights across 90 days, 30 days, or 7 days. And the only social media platform I have connected right now is Instagram. But the more you have connected, the more insights you'll be able to see. Now, here are all of the published posts that we've done over the past 90 days and how they've performed. This is all ranked by the views, but you can also rank it by likes, comments, kind of looking at the different engagement to see which posts are doing the best. Okay, now that I've pointed out this area for you, let's dive inside of our projects area real quick, where you'll see all these crazy freeze frames of myself. These are different projects that I've added in here. And one of the reasons I want to point this out is because this is a newer feature, and I think one of the most valuable. If you are someone that has videos, maybe talking heads, or there's interviews that have been done inside of the business, for example, you can upload that content here, and it's going to be creating these munched down bite-sized pieces of content that are ready for you to share across your social media. So you can go ahead and click New Project here. And you have the option to create new clips, which is what I'll be diving into real quick for you. This is, again, making those short clips out of one longer one. And I said, these are past videos that you could use. But just like I did in these examples here, I went outside, I recorded a 3-minute video and I uploaded it. So that way I can see, I think I uploaded a 3-minute video and it created 9 different clips for me to share. You can resize your videos. So if you have one that's kind of a horizontal format and you want it to be slim and ready to go for TikTok or Instagram, it can help you in resizing that here, adding captions, or again, creating a post from blogs. Now, if you're not seeing this feature here, that might be because your website doesn't have blogs, or it might take a few minutes to load after activating your account. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a clip together. So you can upload a link, or I should say paste a link from YouTube, Google Drive, Dropbox. You can upload a video, which is what I've done in the examples I'll show you, or you can pull directly from your library if you already have some videos that have been added here. Okay, let me leave this one and show you one that I've already loaded in. We'll click on this one, for example. So this one here has created 3 different clips. I think this was a 2-minute or so video that I created. We can see here, this one was about 3 minutes long. It created 4 different clips for me. And you can see that it's also rating each of them and giving you a short description of what's included inside of that video. It's also saying these specifically, I asked it to create for TikTok and Instagram. So it's already ready to go inside of that format. You can see this one's been rated excellent, very good, and just good. This is really indicating what is most likely to perform well on our social media. When you're inside of this here, you have the ability to view the video. Things that you want to look for when you're picking up a bottle of vitamins for your kids is, are there artificial dyes in there? If you see something like red 40, blue 1, great. So you can see how this has already been cut down into a clip that makes sense. It's got that on-screen captions for us, and it's already written that description too. Now, again, if we want to go further into this to update any of the text, the way that the captions are written, add images, update the audio, we're welcome to do that as well too. A feature I really like inside of this as well is the magic caption button. From here, we get to choose, do we want a short, medium, or long description? And it's automatically going to write that for you. Now you can jump into this, change anything that you'd like, and press save. Or press share, I should say. Then you'll be adding it in. We'll run through that together real quick. Shared socials, let's say Instagram, because I know I have that connected. And I can schedule that to go out here, where you'll see that pop into our calendar just like earlier. All right, my friends, I went through so much, so let me stop sharing my screen, and I'd love to kind of turn things over to you and walk through some of those Q&As together. If it's helpful, I'll even continue to share my screen with you and walk you through some of the platform too. All right, so let's see. Can you show us how to build a native post? This is very brandy. Native is key in my industry. I'm not fully sure, Mark, what you mean by native. If you have more context, please throw that in there. I saw that you have other questions ahead, so I'll try to get those too. Terry said, I love it, but when you're a founder, you may have assistants who will take care of social media. Awesome. I noticed that I'm the only one with access when I signed up. Do you have plans or ways that I can delegate to a team member who can monitor and post? Terry, I love this question. And I'm so glad that you have a team to support you too. You can absolutely share your login with the team to get them on the inside. So if you share that username and password, you can hand that off to them, assuming it's all underneath the same business. When you won't want to share accounts is if you're working on different businesses. Munch Studio really works in focusing on one, so that should be perfect for you. I will say that the team does have plans on adding in a team feature later down the road where you guys can all kind of jump in and collaborate together. Mark says, can we, I think, pull off competitors so we can learn and pivot? Great question. I think I'm not sure I'm understanding this one exactly, but kind of looking at competitors that are inside of your industry is where I'm taking this from. Munch Studio is going to be looking at what your niche is once you add in your business website. And so with that, it'll be learning your product and learning more about that audience. And we'll be able to recommend posts that are trending and doing really well based on that. So it kind of is, in a sense, kind of looking at what's performing inside of that niche. What I wouldn't recommend is, which I might be kind of hearing from this question, is putting in a different website other than yours. You could try that, but anytime that you put in a new brand website, it's going to start yours completely from scratch. Swan asks, can we create YouTube's or can we create videos for YouTube as well? Absolutely. So YouTube is a platform that works with Munch Studio. So you can schedule that inside of the platform. And of course, when it comes to YouTube, we want to be creating these videos. So I definitely focus on the My Project space. And inside of your project section, that's where you can edit those videos. And really, like I showed you, mine were edited specifically for Instagram and TikTok. So that's why you kind of saw that specific format, that we're seeing across different social media. But if you really want to focus on YouTube, you can choose that from the selections, and your video will be cut and ready to go for YouTube, which focuses more on that long form content. Mark, I'm in the moving business, or one of my clients is a moving company. So what I'm wanting to do is use people working videos, photos. I even migrated from Adobe Premiere Pro, CapCut, because it was just quicker. That's awesome. I didn't catch a question inside of that one, but it's really fabulous to hear that you're kind of converting and consolidating your social to make it easier for you. Tammy asks, can we schedule a Facebook public account and business page? Great question, Tammy. So let me go ahead and share my screen really quick with you all. And I want to show you the integrations area. So our integrations area is where you're connecting your different accounts. So I heard YouTube earlier, Facebook as well. So this is the area you want to go that actually makes the magic happen. So if you have a Munch Studio account and you are loving different pictures and you're scheduling different things, that's fabulous. And I commend you for taking action. But you'll want to make sure that inside of integrations, you're taking a moment to actually connect your accounts. That's the power that makes it go live onto your page. Without doing this step, they can't actually be published to your account. So the question here was about Facebook. And Facebook is a funny one because the only way that you can connect it is by having a Facebook page, which Tammy, it sounds like you do have, which is really wonderful. So this is going to publish to your Facebook page. And when you connect the account, it's going to be giving you step by step kind of what you're looking for. Facebook groups aren't supported, but you can do this across your different Facebook pages. So you'll click on continue to Facebook and it will prompt you with the different steps to make sure that's connected. Same thing for YouTube too. And here's another one, right? For YouTube, you want to make sure that you have YouTube Studio set up so you're actually able to publish those videos. All right. Um, let's see. Tammy said, how do I add my socials to see my insights? So glad you followed up with that question. It's going to be in that same area. So once you go to integrations, you actually start to connect those. That's where you'll start to see that insights tab working, right? If you don't have those connected, chances are it probably looks pretty boring and pretty blank right now. But once you get that connected, that page will become really valuable and lit up with you, lit up for you. Um, Tina, will you show me how the call to action with keywords works? I'm not sure I fully understand that question, but um, I will jump into the brand settings area. I think that's kind of what you're referencing. If I don't get to it, because I know we're at the end of our call today and I don't answer correctly, I want to make sure that you have the right support email to reach out to. So if I don't get to any of your questions today, you can always reach out to support@munchstudio.com. It will help in resolving any of the questions. But Tina, let's go ahead and jump into that together. And I want to show off the brand settings here. Or you know what? I think content strategy would be best. So here we see the keyword section. So everybody, this is kind of how you can access it. Going into your content strategy, you'll see that not only do you have these recommended times to be posting, but you also have different goals. Your audience has been outlined for you, pillars and keywords. So this is amazing that you can jump in and edit this, but know that this has already been created for you. So Munch Studio has created this foundation. But if you want to get granular and you want to update some of these, it's really going to be helpful when it comes to your checks, for example, and the content that it's generating. So if you click on edit here, this is going to allow you to add new keywords that is going to generate the content around, change any of the existing ones, or delete it completely if it's not something that's actually relevant for your business. Terry asked a question, maybe I didn't see it, but do you integrate with Canva? So this is a little bit more like a Canva alternative, Terry. Now, you do have a couple options here if you have a design already inside of Canva that you want to be using. Um, let's say, so you'll see integrations isn't available for you here. But if you have created something on Canva that you want to use Munch Studio to post, you can go into your media library, and this is where you can upload your media. What's really wonderful about this is if you have specific photos of you and your business pictures, or things that are really relevant, you can pop in, add media, and upload any of your content. That content is then going to be showing on your Explore page. Um, a, let's see. Another way that you can do it too is that any of these pictures can be edited. So if you jumped into this, for example, and you said, I want to add my picture into this instead, you can actually upload your specific picture that you'd like to see and add it into this. You can also update, change any of this text as well. So you can see how it's a little bit more, it kind of compares to Canva in some ways too. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen for you. Okay, Chin asks, what if your website hasn't gone live yet, but you want to start posting on social media to build momentum? I love this. You don't have to have a business website to get started on Munch Studio. So when you're going through the onboarding process, it's going to be asking you what your website is. But underneath that, it's going to say, don't have a website, click here. Something along those lines. When you click on that button, it's going to prompt you with questions. So you can fill in your business description, who it is that you serve, your demographic. And so you'll just get a little bit more specific instead of Munch Studio compiling all of this from your website. So if there's anything you want to copy and paste about your website, or my recommendation would be to write your own description for Munch Studio, feel free to do that. All right. What does video repurposing mean? It means taking a piece of content and then turning it into other pieces of content. That is the lamest way I could ever explain it to you. But basically, if you have an umbrella piece of content, and the way we've talked about it here is like having a long form video. Let's say it's 10 minutes long, 30 minutes long. When you plug that into Munch Studio underneath the projects area, it's going to create all of these small posts, repurposing it for you. So that way you're able to use that content over and over again by using these little bite-sized pieces. Mark asks, how do we book a one-on-one with Munch to ask some deeper questions? Mark, I'm going to continue to do these calls week after week. So definitely stay tuned for more calls on the horizon. I would love to be here and continue to answer some of your questions. And I think this is such a fun way to do a call and get to spend time with y'all. But if there is something that pops up in the meantime, you have a really specific question, please reach out to support@munchstudio.com. Terry said, can you budget project minutes, or do you have a feature that will tell you or give you an idea of what you're spending in a specific project post? So I'll share my screen one more time with y'all. And you can see here that we do have project minutes. Now, your project minutes is going to be renewing. I think it's every 30 days. So you kind of get that refresh on that. And how your minutes are spent are anytime you go into this projects area and you upload a video. I said earlier, a 10-minute video, right? That would take up 10 minutes. But if you put in a 30-minute video, that's going to take 30. So if you have any questions on how minutes work, or kind of how to work with those, you can go ahead and click on that eye icon to learn a little bit more. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for your time on today's call. It was so helpful to hear your questions. And so I got a lot of value out of that. And hopefully, you guys got value on this call too and are really excited to dive into Munch Studio to plan your entire week. It is Monday, everyone. So take the time, carve out those 10 minutes today to get your account connected, right? We talked about how important integrations are to making those posts actually go live. But then take the time to schedule out your planner and choose those favorite little pieces of content so you can stay consistent with your social media. This is the system that can help you to make it happen and automate it across all different platforms. Now, if you're not a part of the Munch Studio family yet, please go to munchstudio.com. We have a free trial for you there, and then a low cost month over month, or even a huge discount when you sign up for yearly. Thank you guys again. My name is Ali, and I hope to see you all in future weeks. Thanks, everyone. See ya.